Good evening, everyone. My name is Katie Gideon, and I am going to be your facilitator for the Create Your Own Bingo event. And that was sunshine, because I feel like we all need a little bit of sunshine. I am calling from a slightly dreary Houston, Texas, but so excited to be here. I want to give a quick shout out to my amazing stage manager, Jennifer O, who will be helping you guys out in the chat for this event. She is coming from Austin. So yet again, you have your awesome Texas team.
Yeah,
so
Dallas.
Sorry,
Coming in from Dallas.
But so excited that you guys are here. We are so excited to move into this new month. This is my first social event for the month of April. So I am excited to embrace the new theme of radiance. I loved Wonder, but always excited for a new month, new theme, new adventure to take. So just some ground rules for the evening. Make sure you set your chat to everyone. That's just so we can share these tips and tricks with everyone as we create this new bingo board. You are also entered into the self-care raffle automatically for just attending. And then obviously we want to see the amazing bingo boards that you come up with and share our progress with each other in our app. So if you are not a part of our app, we will share all of those QR codes and links later today. But again, we're excited you're here. We're going to tackle the Create Your Own Bingo. So whether you are a bingo pro, because I feel like it's become a Sonder staple, either in the app or in the journal, love creating these fun, just kind of adventure items that you can explain and create and make it absolutely yours. Because I feel like one of those things that I loved about the bingo board is I wanted to customize it. So now we get to customize it. So we are glad you're here. And for those of you that have maybe already never done this before, we're going to provide some tips and tricks along the way of just how to get started, some ideas to focus on, how to turn this into maybe a monthly thing, quarterly thing, or an annual bingo. But we're really just glad you're here, and we are going to get started. So as I said, we are embracing the month of April is radiance. And so I am a huge fantasy nerd, science buff. So when I think radiance, I think, admissions. I also think radiation, but that's a different story. But I think that big, bold, bright sun, bright colors, all the warmth, all of those amazing things. And so the first thing we're going to do is an opening activity, embracing radiance. Then we're going to take a look at that Create Your Own Bingo board on page 21. And we'll do a closing. So please go ahead and turn to a blank spot in your journal. If you have your April one, great. If you haven't quite received it yet, no worries. You can take some notes or use a blank page in your March. But we're going to do our opening activity. And like I said, so when I think of radiance, I think of big, puffy clouds, bright sun, and I always think of Greek gods and goddesses. I don't know if it's just because I grew up in that generation with like cartoony Mount Olympus up in the clouds. They were always glowing. It was always that like nice, warm idea. I also am a huge fan of the attributes that come along with those Greek goddesses, or if you like your Celtic goddesses, your Roman goddesses, your Egyptian goddesses. But what I want us to think about is if you were a goddess, what would be your characteristics and attributes that others would associate with you? What would be your item or thing that you carry? And how would you be celebrated? I gravitate to the Greek god Athena. She's goddess of war and wisdom. I was a Navy veteran, so obviously the war side, wisdom. I'm a huge advocate of education. Like I said, I'm a huge nerd, so I love all that is Athena. And so I would like to model myself as Athena, but obviously not quite there yet. I am probably more a goddess of useless trivia knowledge, or one of those people that always has anything you need, kind of like a Mary Poppins bag. You need a Band-Aid, a paper clip, a button. I'm one of those people that has everything. So all of my friends and family turn to me and say, do you have this? My answer is yes. What color do you want? So I feel like I'm one of those kind of people. And I feel like my item that I would carry would be a scarf. Everyone associates me with scarves. When I'm looking to find dresses or something like that, my mom always tells me that I need to buy one because it'll match a scarf that I have. So they're usually gifts. So those would be my items. And for celebration, I am absolutely a theme song person. So to celebrate me, you would walk through with whatever theme song you want. So what I want us to do is take a moment to think about those attributes and characteristics. What would you carry? How would you be celebrated? Just as a fun fantasy whimsy, to embrace those ideas. I said the radiancy of the power and all those amazing things that gods and goddesses do. So I am going to stop talking. If you have any questions, please share in the chat all of those opportunities or the ideas that you think. How are we going to celebrate ourselves? This is an opportunity to do just some kind of fun, no right, no wrong answers, just a fun idea of how you would see yourself in that role. So we will check back in shortly. Welcome back. Thank you everyone for sharing in the chat. I loved seeing all of the big feasts and festivals, disco balls, the adoption of all the wonderful fur babies and celebration of your characteristics and attributes. Thank you everyone. I just thought this was a fun exercise. Like I said, when you say radiance, I think the goddesses, and I think we would make a pretty amazing Mount Olympus goddess cohort. So glad that you shared with us. This is another one of those fun things that I feel like you can always come back to if you didn't quite think of anything, but just a fun picture, fun idea, fun thought to just kind of get the creativity flowing. So now we are going to move into our creating our own bingo board. So this is page 21 in your April journal. And so we're going to take this opportunity to create and complete our own bingo board. So we're going to give you guys enough time to work on it in this. So there's going to be just some few check-ins with myself, but Jennifer and I will both be in the chat as we go. There's going to be quite a bit of time for you to just sit, listen to some music and put down some ideas, share some other ideas in the chat. But one thing to kind of think of as maybe some inspiration is opportunities to create these each month. So you can start over, start anew. Do not think of this as a to-do list. This is something that should be fun, something that inspires you, makes you happy, makes others happy. So it's certainly something that you want to think about. You can also maybe you want to create a theme for each row or column. Maybe your first column is a self-care column. Another one is an attention, providing attention to others column, be it family, significant others, pets. Maybe there's one that you're going to focus on just your hobby columns. If you're a reader, a crafter, set aside some of those key times so you can check those off. Or if it's a get out in nature, a health and wellness, maybe a spring, how do we embrace spring column? Or one that I would say that would kind of go into a routine column to check off to get in some of those new fun routines. Maybe it's using a face mask, or as I always put, using the whole bath bomb instead of reaching it up into little pieces when I take a bath. But we just want to think that would be really fun. So again, page 21, here are some other kind of tips and tricks to go with this. Maybe it's something you want to start, stop, or continue. Certainly doing something that makes you happy, even if it's those little things, creating a new playlist, watching your favorite show, binging a new show. This is certainly not the opportunity to feel guilty about what makes you happy, because you don't have to share this with anybody. And it's also, maybe it's a new interest, a new hobby, or just carving out time for your interests and hobby. And you can pull from maybe habit trackers from previous months, or that kind of burning desire of something you want to do, or maybe just something you need to set aside more time for you to do. Like I said, I'm a huge reader. So instead of, just reading for 15 minutes, it's going to be, I'm going to take the extra time to read 3 chapters. But what's really fun about these is the opportunity to make it specific, not just, I want to do this, I want to work out. It's maybe like, I want to try the really fun, challenging workout, or I want to do a workout outside. Try and be a little bit specific, because that makes it a little bit more fun and achievable. Here are going to be some other ideas that we've included. I'm going to circulate kind of between all of the different slides just so you continue to have some ideas. Feel free to throw some of those ideas in the chat. We'll be here to help, provide some guidance, share some of our examples. The biggest thing is to make this fun and something you're excited to do, excited to accomplish, that we can then carry through the rest of the month. I am going to stop talking. I am going to play some music. Don't worry, I will check back in. But again, this is a time for you to sit, listen to music, work on your journal. If you've already done the create your bingo, come up with maybe some this or that ideas so that you can kind of use multiple squares, which I think would be fun to have a this or that option. Or feel free to kind of work in other areas in your journal, but we're here to support, we're here to listen, and we are so excited. So here's some music. We'll check back in. Thank you everyone for sharing. You guys have such amazing ideas. I love all of the care packages ideas, the kits ideas, supporting local businesses, the coffee crawl I thought was a great idea. Not a coffee drinker, but fully support those that do. Love seeing all of these, loving the ideas that you've come up with, embracing radiance, seeing the sunrise, sunset, getting outside. Just a couple other kind of tips going in forward to this. It was something that we got from, I think, another Sonder member, which was to add a grace space, which I feel like some people said when it's like no means no, set those boundaries, throw in a grace space where it's just like, I didn't want to do what I needed to do and I was okay with that. So I feel like that's always fun, kind of separate from the free space, but the opportunity to give yourself that moment of just like, I accomplished something without having to accomplish anything. And then just kind of another branch to step into another direction to kind of expand the bingo is what's really great about this particular bingo board. You have some blank pages on the back. Another one of our Sonder fam would kind of focus on a kind of journal prompt idea or an event, and then they would make another bingo board on the other side and kind of reflect on how it felt, what they did, kind of set up those prompts. Same thing with if you kind of disperse some of these events throughout your weekly spread, you have the opportunity to reflect not only on just how it made you feel, how it made you laugh, how it made you happen. Was it a great restaurant? Was it maybe not? Adding all those fun lists just as a way to not only build on just all of these things that made us happy, but the opportunity to sit and continue to feel happy about those decisions. So what's really nice again about these is you can use these to build some of those smaller steps to those larger goals. So you can approach this not only from a monthly standpoint, but maybe you want to do one with a quarterly one. So instead of, just work out, maybe it's, I want to work out twice a week for 3 months, kind of some of those concepts. So break down those little kind of quantifiable steps so that you can move forward with that. So we're always, again, sometimes just showing up makes all the difference in the world. But that's kind of how you can see those expansion on it. And then you also have the freedom to be as specific as you want, because obviously we know some of these are weather dependent, maybe it's relationship dependent, or again, like I said, maybe these this or that options, but using the freedom and flexibility to come up with all of these ideas. So I also, again, saw some of the other themes of creating columns and those type of ideas. So please continue to share in the chat, setting up your bingo board. I've got like one more column left and then I will be done. But if you, again, have any questions, concerns, I am going to stop talking again, play some more music so that we can, like you said, set up this board so we can embrace all that is the radiant April and just have some fun stuff to look forward to, because I feel like there are days where it's just like all I get consumed with is work, but the opportunity to kind of, set aside time to daydream, the expectation of getting to take an amazing bubble bath, all those things you can kind of look forward to and embrace those hopeful, optimistic moments within your day, as well as turning these into kind of journal prompts, reflection opportunities. Maybe it's just fun words. And then also questions, sharing in the chat. How do you mark these off? Are you someone that uses stickers? Are you a checker? Do you do doodles? Do you do different colors? I want to know how you mark off bingo. So we'll see that in the chat, and I will stop talking again, play some music, and we will see you shortly. Thank you everyone for sharing. It's one of those things. Time flies when you're having fun, and we have reached the end of this social. So hopefully this gave you some time to at least start your bingo, at least get some ideas, some tips and tricks to carry on and take notes on. And then obviously you can keep coming back to this. What we love about the bingo board idea is it's something that you can easily create in the blank pages for something, again, that you can carry over or theme each month with what you want to accomplish. I loved the decluttering and cleaning bingo board. I feel like that would be a reward I would need to clean my place. So again, really love everything that everyone is sharing. Like I said, we understand that 45 minutes goes by quickly, but hopefully you had some dedicated time to sit and work on this, and you can continue to work on it throughout the month, accomplish all those things that you want to go. So thank you guys so much for attending. We were so glad you're here. As we said, we love to continue the conversation over in our app. So if you are not a member, here are the QR codes for Android and iPhone to our Sonder Club. You can also find more inspiration on the bingo boards in the app. And also feel free to share your bingo boards, and you can always submit your bingo board ideas each month to our headquarter team to make see if it'll show up in the app, because we know it's super fun. Also, please, can I direct you to the QR code with the survey for feedback? You'll also be receiving an email with that information as well. We read all of your feedback. That is how socials are created. That is also how our new YouTube private channel has been added, because you want to be on demand concept. So Jennifer is going to provide the link in the chat. This not only has all of like a smattering of socials, so if you missed a monthly or a weekly setup, it also includes some of those exclusive activities. I can say shout out to the Valentine's Day party that we had. The bingo board option will be over here in a couple days, so feel free to continue to check back at that. We love it. But again, love the socials. And also, if there are other surveys in the app, one for a Sonder Social Summit, as well as social pods, which would be an opportunity to customize and kind of that desire to do a kind of in-deep connection with people with shared interests, shared milestones, or regional. So we love all of those things, and we are so glad you joined us. And hopefully can't wait to see all of your fantastic bingo boards and cheer you on in your success. I have included my playlist. There are certainly some extra songs that we didn't get to, but I'll share those, my link to the Spotify, because not only do I include the ones I played, but just kind of the inspiration that I get. But again, thank you guys so much for coming. We are so glad you set aside this time for you. And I think we just needed a little bit of sunshine and a little bit of radiance. And I can't wait to continue to tackle April with all of you guys. We will see you soon.
There's no way to say this song's about someone else. Every time you're not in my arms, I start to lose myself. Someone please pass me my shades. Don't let them see me down. You have taken over my days, so tonight I'm going out. Yet I'm feeling like there is no better place than right by your side. I had a little taste and I only spoiled the party anyway. Cause all the girls are looking fine, but you're the only one on my mind. La-di-dee, la-da-da-doo, la-da-da-me, la-da-da-you. La-di-dee, la-da-da-doo, there's only me, there's only you. La-di-dee, la-da-da-doo, la-da-da-me, la-da-da-you. La-di-dee, la-da-da-doo, when you were gone, I think of you. All this place is packed with people, but your face is all I see. And the music's way too loud, but your voice won't let me be. So many pretty girls around, they're just dressing to impress. But the thought of you alone has got me running, I don't know what to say next. Feeling like there is no better place than right by your side. I had a little taste and I only spoiled the party anyway. Cause all the girls are looking fine, but you're the only one on my mind. La-di-dee, la-da-da-doo, la-da-da-me, la-da-da-you. La-di-dee, la-da-da-doo, there's only me, there's only you. La-di-dee, la-da-da-doo, la-da-da-me, la-da-da-you. La-di-dee, la-da-da-doo. think of you.